Two events that took place almost 4,000 kilometers apart on the same continent on the same day, and for virtually the same reason, must have galvanized the world attention, giving conspiracy theorists a field day. First, welcome to this channel, and don't forget to subscribe as we always bring you the latest news around Africa. In Kenya, veteran politician Raila Odinga organized a demonstration against the rising cost of living, alleged stolen election, and the proposed reconstitution of electoral commission without the input of all political stakeholders. Whether the demonstration was successful depends on whom you ask. However, one thing was clear: they were certainly disruptive. In South Africa, protest demonstrations were also held, organized by Julius Malema, a man who has for a long time been a godfrey on the flanks of the ruling African National Congress and entrenched economic elite in one of the continent's most unequal societies, in what was dubbed a national shutdown. Again, it was hard to tell just what impact the agitation will have on the common people of that land, but it certainly cannot be ignored. Nor can Malema and his Economic Freedom Fighters Party be wished away, for he has proved to be a consummate revolutionary whose demands are anathema to the establishment. What these two men have in common is that they have proved they do not compromise in their political convictions, and they are not afraid to vent them to anyone who will listen, and even to those whose ears are deliberately closed. Nor do they fear to offer the power that be, even if this means rattling them out of the comfort zone. Of the two men, Odinga is a veteran of the struggle and he has the scars to show for it, while Malema is a relatively newbie who started his activist against the apartheid regime by joining the ANC at the tender age of 9, when most of his countrymen and women were still sucking thumbs. Although there is no record of Odinga fighting colonialism, probably because he was relatively young, a role his father took up with a relish, it is clear that politics was always in his blood. One does not have to agree with his brand of politics to recognize that he has turned out to be an institution, almost a force of nature that cannot be denied and must instead be accommodated in every way or the other. As three past presidents have discovered, no one can expect to rule this country with tranquility unless Odinga's views are taken into consideration, for he will impose them on the rulers anyway. Despite a long struggle, Odinga has never been accorded a chance to run the affair of this country or affairs of Kenya as president, and his loyal followers believe that he has been rigged out multiple times in his long political career. Yet, he will not give up. History will probably be much kinder to him, for it is still too early to write his political epitaph. Indeed, he does not show any sign of hanging up his boots despite his advancing age. What no one should ever try to do is to ignore him. Those who have attempted to do so have known or seen. Odinga has always professed to fight for the underdog, which endeared him to millions. But since he has never been entrusted with the power to shape the country's destiny, Kenya will probably never know what he is capable of. However, a couple of events in his life may give a clue as the kind of politician Odinga is, for his political journey has been quite eventful. Not only has he vied for the presidency 5 times and legally lost 5 times, he has also sacrificed a great deal of his person to Kenyan or the underdog. Last, the MPs, or in 1982, he was jailed for 6 years for his alleged role in the year's abortive coup against the irrelevant KANU regime or KANU juggernaut, and later that year detained for 7 months. In 1990, he joined Kenneth Matiba and Charles Rubia in detention, where he languished for 11 months, after which he fled to Norway fearing assassination. This, then, is not the kind of person to threaten with arrest. Quite obviously, a way will have to be found to seek consensus with the man, otherwise he will continue to make this country ungovernable. That country is Kenya. As for Malema, here is a man with very impressive credentials as a revolutionary pan-Africanist and supreme agitator for the economic emancipation of his fellow black Africans. Like Raila Odinga, he has his eye firmly fixed on the presidency of his extremely wealthy motherland, and luckily for him, at 45 years of age, time is on his side. He has been quoted as saying during a TV interview that they can call you all kind of names and all insult, but as long as you have an appointment with the future, you don't care what anyone says. Those are certainly not the sentiments of a modest man. He is driven man, a rebel, Rosa with brain and a master tactics, who does not give quarter within parliament or without. Thank you for being with us. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to this channel, for we will always keep updating you on the latest news in Africa.